Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Real Estate on at least what is a snowy day up north. Ryan got back to Florida just in time.
Yep.
It's still snowing as I look at out there. It's cold. The kids have a flexible instruction day, and so we're gonna cover some good stuff, but we'll probably keep it relatively short and sweet. Ryan, I don't appreciate what you're doing right now. That was brutal and annoying to watch. And for those of you listening only, Ryan put up the score of the Eagles Buccaneers game, which was just a train wreck, as has been the second half of the Eagles season. Moving on to bigger and better things. It's Texting Tuesday. So I am a sharing an oldie but a goodie. It's one of our, like, if I had to make a list of like the top 5 text and email scripts, this would definitely be in there. It's a Hall of Fame candidate, medal stand candidate, whatever you want to call it. So we'll get into that. But first, Ryan, I think you had a couple of things to share. Look at this.
Yeah, let's look at the social post and a little bit just on where rates are at. So just social post suggestion today, guys. Go grab the 2 lowest price lots or land for sale. Post screenshots. I don't have any link here, Josh, for people to learn more. The idea here is for them to just come to you to learn more about these. So just the lowest price ones. I picked one in a mobile park, one that wasn't right there. So quick and easy. The other thing I had, Josh, was just
one thing on that, Ryan, before you move on to the next thing. One thing I'm noticing when I am posting short form video content, which, by the way, those of you that were on last week's mastermind, I had an issue, just like a tech issue, and we weren't able to create the step-by-step process and on how I do those, which I am creating those now, and Mike is putting together a little mini course on. But one of the things that I'm doing is in those videos, almost every time I'm including a call to action to comment something below. The reason why I'm relating that is, Ryan, or if you're going to R&D this idea, you might want to add something like comment lots if you'd like me to send you a list of all of the available lots available, or a list of lots available in Pinellas County for under 100K, something like that, where you're, instead of, Ryan mentioned he doesn't have a link there. And one of the reasons being, anytime you're driving people off Facebook will throttle the organic, the organic reach and so forth of it. And we don't want that. But it's a simple way to instead of signaling to Facebook not to show you organic, if you get even just one person that comments, you're like sending a signal to Facebook, and Facebook will then show it to more people, right? So weaving that in to your video content for sure, but any content you're posting, if you can logically weave in some sort of engagement, you're going to get more organic reach. In other words, you'll get more from the work that you're doing.
Yeah. So call to action, comment lots of lots.
There you go.
Rates today, Josh, are right about where they've been. The CPI data, the inflation data, came out Friday. It was a little hotter, I think, than people expected, but also wasn't too worrying. So it seems like rates are just going to kind of chill where they are for a little while. It feels like they are. So where are we? Like in the 6.7 range on 30-year fixed, and the FHA is where is the FHA? Should be in the low 6s, right?
Closer to 6, right?
Yeah. 6 even, actually. Right around there. So as always, guys, these are good things to post as well, at least once a week. We didn't do this mortgage show yesterday, but go grab a screenshot of the rates and post that as well on your socials, or email that out if you want.
And since Ryan mentioned FHA, Jordan and I are doing a little class today at 1 Eastern. I'm just calling it FHA financing for dummies like me. Okay, I'm not calling you a dummy. I'm saying that I'm a dummy. Okay, FHA financing for dummies like me, and we're going to go into a whole bunch of, um, uh, I would say, myths, and then like get into the weeds on some of the um, uh, different programs or different subsets of FHA financing. So just because I took the time to make these bullet points, I'm going to use them here. So things like the FHA 203K program, right? That's where they can get money for renovations, right? So that you can find a fixer upper, or you've got clients who, um, they've got champagne taste on a I forget, on a Miller High Life budget. I forget what
Yeah.
the analogy is there, right?
Yeah.
But so maybe you're struggling to find them the Pinterest ready home of their dreams, but if you can find them a home that ticks off all the boxes but just needs some updating, right? So it's in the neighborhood they want. It's the size lot they want. It's the floor plan they want, but it just needs some freshening up. Maybe it needs a new kitchen or new bathrooms or whatever. FHA 203K can be a great option. We're going to go over the pricing differences between FHA and conventional. Ryan mentioned that the rate differences right now are pretty big, right? There's a pretty big spread. Not only that, it's not just the rate spread, but the costs. When you factor all of the costs for conventional versus FHA wins in almost every scenario right now. And so we'll go over that. The mortgage insurance difference. We'll break down the mortgage insurance difference between conventional and FHA. We're going to go over how you can combine down payment assistance with 3.5% down FHA to get your clients 100% financing. And in some cases, even better than that, because we've got a great 5% DPA program right now. So that means not only will that cover their 3.5% down, but 1.5% of their closing costs and fees. We're going to talk about the $100 FHA HUD home program, right? Depending on what market you're in, you may be able to help your clients buy a HUD home for $100. We'll go over credit requirements. Many people don't know. Ryan, in fact, until about a year and a half ago, didn't know that you can qualify with an FHA loan at 500 plus. Now you need 10% down. You need 10% down if you're 500 to 579. But at 500 plus, you could theoretically, or your client could theoretically qualify for an FHA loan. 580 plus, 3.5% down. Now, many lenders and banks have overlays where they require for FHA 620 or 640 or 660. Because we work with so many different lenders, we've got lots of options at 580 plus. We're going to go over the secrets and scenarios for borrowers to have multiple FHA loans. Borrowers can actually have multiple FHA loans legally. We'll go over the ins and outs of FHA assumable mortgages and a whole bunch of other things. Okay, so you can join. Check that out at growwithjosh.com/FHA class. If you can't join Jordan and I live at 1 Eastern, I've set that up so that it automatically is available on demand for you. You can then watch it anytime on your own time after 1 o'clock, or just join us at 1 Eastern. Ryan, what do you got now? Yeah.
Just a little bonus. I just noticed this out of the corner of my eye, and I'm going to use this week. The early mortgage payoff calculator here on Mortgage News Daily is pretty slick.
I like that.
So you can show people what they would save by just throwing a little extra money at their mortgage every month, and it's so significant. These are big numbers. So another tool you can leverage to generate content. I might actually make a video out of this for tomorrow's post.
Yeah.
So
if generally speaking, if you make an extra mortgage payment a year, it cuts off, like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, depending on how the loan is structured. If you make 2 of them, I mean, you're cutting it off. You're literally, in most cases, saving hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Well, yeah, just paying bi-weekly saves you 6 years on this $280,000 mortgage.
Save so bi-weekly is basically an extra payment every year.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're looking at like a college education, or 1 year of college these days, but it's a big deal.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. Okay, right. Texting Tuesday, the text script today. I call this the reverse psychology script. You might also refer to it as a takeaway selling type of scripting. Okay, this is one that we've shared. I've shared on Texting Tuesdays over the years, I've probably shared this one 4, 5, 6 times. And it's because it works so incredibly well. You can get the scripts and the variations above or below the video. It's a Google Doc with them in it, but I'll just give them to you right here as well. You send it to your buyer segment, okay? Your buyer segment. Hey, Ryan, I know you may not be ready to buy right now, but when you are ready, or better yet, but when we find your dream home, do you have a home you'd need to sell first? Question mark. Once again, from the top. Hi, Ryan. I know you might not be ready to buy right now, which, by the way, buy right now is an embedded command.
Yeah.
I know you may not be ready to buy right now, but when we find your dream home, which is future pacing, you're painting the picture that you or your team is going to help find their dream home, Ryan's dream home in this case. Do you have a home you need to sell first? That's why I love this one as a way to uncover the sellers in hiding in your database.
Well, you got another embedded command in there, don't you? So
go right ahead.
Well, yeah, you threw the you need to sell.
Oh yeah, you need to sell first. So look at that. 2 embedded commands and future pacing. There's NLP all over this thing, and I don't even know what I'm doing when it comes to NLP. So that's the buyer version. Okay, I would literally send that to every buyer in your database that you don't already have disposition. In other words, all of the buyers that you don't have, you haven't already been able to identify their time frame, their motivation, etc. Okay, for most of you, that's a pretty significant portion of your buyer database. Okay, so that's the buyer version. What about seller leads? Maybe you have home value leads. Maybe you've been using street text to generate leads. Maybe you've been paying ZBuyer for seller leads. Maybe you've got old expired leads. Whatever the case may be, leads where you know they already own a home. Okay, so it's not even, I wouldn't necessarily call them seller leads as much as I would call them homeowners, right? They're homeowners in your market. So the variation for them is as follows. Hey, Ryan, I know you're probably not ready to sell right now, but when the time is right, will you be staying here in Central PA or relocating somewhere else? Okay, now obviously you would craft it right. Ryan would say, will you be staying here in the Tampa Bay area, or will you be relocating somewhere else? Now, most people are probably not relocating unless they're moving even farther south to like the Keys, if it were Ryan. But the point is, it allows you to, it gets them thinking about selling, right? Again, the embedded command, sell right now. Okay, sell right now. But when the time is right, but when you are ready, will you be staying here in Central PA or will you be relocating somewhere else? And that helps you determine, will you be, do you have the opportunity to help them on both sides, right? To list it and help them buy the new home, or are you going to help them list it and hopefully be able to refer them to someone else, maybe in the Wake Up Real Estate community, wherever they may be relocating to, if that's the case. Maybe they're relocating to Charlotte. Maybe they are relocating to Tampa Bay area. Maybe they're relocating to Orlando or Texas. Who knows, right? It's just about having conversations. And there are so many reasons why I love these scripts. In this one in particular, because the more people you get talking to you and giving you their quote unquote real estate story, the less likely they are to go and tell someone else. In other words, they don't want to tell their story to a whole bunch of people. So if you listen, and listening in this case is simply by text and email, acknowledging what they say, and then asking more good questions, if you do that and you get that information and you document it in your CRM, and when they tell you that they're thinking about listing the home this spring, and because they're building a new home in North Carolina that's going to be ready at the end of summer, you make all of those notes and you make sure that you follow up and follow through with those folks, so that when that timing is right and it does make sense to get it on the market on a day unlike today where there's 4 or 5 inches of snow on the ground, that you're the one that gets that opportunity. So this one, if you don't use this one, you really don't, you don't want more business, because I'm telling you, if I had to make our Hall of Fame list, it's the reverse psychology, it's the Dean Jackson 9-word, are you still interested? It's the one thing, what's the one thing stopping you from buying or selling right now? Like, those 3 are on the medal stand as far as the best performing over and over and over scripts. And yeah, I mean, Ryan, you're turning this into an email. Are you sending this as a blast in?
Well, I was just going to mention that no, but you could use these scripts. We try to throw this in here. You could inject this later into a seller lead campaign, smart campaign that you have in KV Core or any other system. So, I can come down here and say, hey, 167 days in, 6 months in, just go ahead and automatically send this as an email or as a text, I guess. Could have been a text too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, you can get these scripts. We have a document. Ryan was helpful in doing this live here, so you could see it as we were doing it. But there is a Google Doc that you'll find above or below this video, or better yet, go to wakeup.realestate. And if you haven't already, create your free account and then go to scripts and templates. And not only will you get today's, but we have a whole bunch of others that you can use. And you could add to your automated follow-up smart campaigns, or just commit to start using them on a regular basis once a week with some segment of your database. And if you need help or want help growing your database, on Friday, Ryan pointed to a great process or framework that he walked us through at wakeup.realestate/Renos, wakeup.realestate/Renos, on how we think about growing and nurturing a database. And some of these, the script we mentioned today and some of those other scripts and templates fall great, or follow right in with some of the later steps in that framework and process. So definitely check that out as well. And some housekeeping items as we come in for a landing here on a little bit of a shorter session today. This afternoon at 1 Eastern, we would love, Jordan and I would love it if you pop on for FHA financing for dummies like me. And we're going to talk about a whole bunch of different angles and address some of the myths as it relates to FHA financing, so you can be better educated. And so, more importantly, you can help more buyers in 2024 here and sell more homes. Tomorrow we'll be back 10 a.m., normally scheduled program in the morning. And tomorrow afternoon at 1 Eastern on our mastermind, I'm going to pick up where I left off last week, talking about short form video content, the different ways that I create the content, and then how I post that content, and then what I do with it beyond the initial post to get the maximum amount of leverage, exposure, and most importantly, actual clients, right? How do we get into conversations with actual clients? If you're not registered for those are totally free, and they're more interactive. They are on Zoom, right? So we can be more interactive. You can go to wakeup.realestate/MM. And I'm messing up our tickers here, but wakeup.realestate/MM to join us for those. And we do record those. And if you want past recordings of those, you can use the little chat widget at wakeup.realestate, ask Mike, and he can give you the link on the site for the recordings of past mastermind sessions. Yeah. Ryan,
well, I was just going to mention, if you're starting to get less listings for the spring, don't forget about JustListed, JustSold.com. You'll quickly find
100%.
any of your listings and you get them sent out quickly. And then on a closing note, I'm sorry, Josh. I know it's not nice to do, but
I
the
don't
Cowboys,
appreciate that.
the Cowboys and the Eagles within like 24 hours. It was a great 24 hours to be a Giants fan.
Yeah. Yeah. I was so excited about the Cowboys game. And then I thought, I'm not going to go posting anything because I guarantee, or because I had I don't know. I had a sense of false confidence. Let's say, like I kind of thought they were going to win, but then there was no evidence over the last 2 months that they would pull it out.
Then again,
Ernest says this
script were good enough. Yeah.
Yep. Ernest says this script is good.
Gold.
Gold. Yes, I'm sorry. Houston, we have a gold realtor. And Charla says good stuff. Appreciate y'all. Definitely check out justlistedjustsold.com. Justlistedjustsold.com. Even if it's not your listing, borrower listing in your office. Okay. Find some way to do that. You're going to create some more listing opportunities for yourself. And I think in the climate that we're still in here, and I don't mean the weather climate, I mean the market climate, you're always going to win with listings.
Ernest brings up a good point. That is the more important football he's talking about. So
Messi and Suarez in Miami.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun year.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see many of you at 1:00 Eastern today. growwithjosh.com/FHA class. If not, hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow. Use the reverse psychology script and come back tomorrow and let us know in the comments how it worked for you and how many conversations you were able to generate.
Okay. See you guys.
Oh, I see it's reverse psychology.